basically cannons on the top to defend Hamburg, which obviously didn't work out in the end. But it's just a huge structure. They tried apparently in Berlin to get rid of a bunker there. It was a disaster because it's just too much cement. So basically they left this one up, and all these years there's been offices inside. Basically they've been just trying to rent it out all these years because they can't do really much else with it. There are a lot of bunkers in Hamburg, but not this big. This is huge. And all around us is basically the festival that they do, I think 3 or 4 times a year, called the Dome. And that's the parking lot you're looking at over there. So basically there'll be a huge city fair, which is lovely and everything, you know, roller coasters and all those things. And that's where that goes. Obviously there's a circus of some kind over here on our right. And now an interesting thing that I didn't even know about till now is that there's the first league of trainees for the St. Pauli football team. A bunch of kids down there, look at them. They're all training and I'm guessing anyway auditioning to be in the team one day. Yeah, and basically, yeah, so it even says in the background Voran FC St. Pauli Amateure, which means, sorry, I think I got in the picture there, which means the future professionals, but amateurs at the moment for the St. Pauli team, which is not internationally known, but look how many people, it's unbelievable. I didn't even know it was there, but boy, they spent a lot of money on this, and the kids, isn't it better than them sitting watching, sorry, bumping into people, isn't it better than kids sitting in front of their screens and on their handies or their telephones all the time? But look at them, they're so active and wonderful. But yeah, this has always been, especially at night when you would look up. I don't know, if we turn the camera around and look up there, you can see they put greenery in. They've really improved it. It used to just be stone. And at night it looked like this ominous thing, especially when the Dome, the festival was on. It just looked like that. It was just very ominous. And now they've turned it into something like a hotel I remember from Singapore, where they've got plants everywhere. And yeah, now there's a whole garden upstairs and restaurants and a touristic sort of thing up there. So we're going to try and have a look. It's a Saturday and a beautiful weather, so it's going to be difficult to film, but I'll try. Just for everybody's information, you do have to go through this turnstile. I guess it's to do with security, probably, you know, with, you know, the T word. I'm not going to say much about it, but the CN Tower in Toronto, where I'm sort of originally from, they have the same sort of thing, just to check your bags and check that you're secure. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'll start filming again in a minute. So the sunshine's going to be terrible, sorry for that. But actually, no, there was no security there. It was just going through a turnstile to keep the prams, I think, from going through. You know, people are not going to be able to get up these stairs. A lift, I guess, is somewhere else. I don't know. I'll have a look upstairs and see if we can find one. So I've just come up the stairs a little bit, not all the way, but look at all this greenery they've put on the way up. I think it's amazing. This used to be just music down there. Used to be 4 floors of music instruments and DJ stuff and drums and everything, and they went unfortunately down. Just a side note, I don't like to be political or anything, but you can see there's sort of a symbol of a swastika, but not the original at all. And then on the side it says gegen rechts, which means they are against right wing and would like to be positive, as Germany is now. They're not like they used to be at all. Some people haven't gotten over that fact, but I like that they're making a demonstration against it. You know, the world we're living in today, so, you know, enough said. So, still on the way up the stairs, but would you look at the beams? I mean, just the stuff this place is made of. No wonder they couldn't knock it down and build something new. This is prime real estate. And obviously, look at that. They've done so much. It's taken forever, but they've got all this greenery. It's just lovely. But when you look at the size and scale of the place, it's unbelievable. But I'll show you upstairs where you can get a lift. I'm sure there is one, and downstairs I'll do the outro down there, so anybody with a wheelchair or whatever can't do all these stairs, which are a lot. I can show you what, you know, where you can get up here. Okay, see you in a minute. Another side note, I mean, Hamburg literally at the end of the Second World War, it became a firestorm. There was fire in the air, like over a kilometer into the air. So it was basically on fire up to a kilometer in the air. You can see on the stone how much heat was here, and this place survived. But on a good note, look at that now. Isn't that nice?
Der Bunker auf St. Pauli hat sich über all die Jahre immer wieder gewandelt. Im Zweiten Weltkrieg standen auf dem Betonkoloss noch Flugabwehrgeschütze. Außerdem bot er bis zu 25.000 Menschen Schutz vor Bomben. Nach dem Krieg wurde er ein Ort für Musiker, Fotografen und Medienschaffende. Der damalige Nordwestdeutsche Rundfunk produzierte 1952 hier die erste Tagesschau.
Guten Abend.
Später wurde der Bunker zum Ort für viele Hamburger Partys und Konzerte.
So from back in the day, this was the grounding spot for any cannons that were up here, which are, thank goodness, gone. It's very ominous looking. But against that, have a look. This is the positive. Look at this view that we have, and now they're making use of it. I mean, look at the views out there. The buildings. That's the television tower. You used to be able to bungee jump off of that. They've stopped that, and it's not even in use anymore. Yeah, so I mean, look at this. What a view. I'm so glad that they finally made use of it. I thought, why didn't they do this earlier? But it's taken them years to actually do anything with it. So here we are. I love that in the midst of all this, there's a shop around here. We'll have a look maybe. Look, it even say cafe. Very cute with the various things. Sorry, just avoiding people. But they've left this historically. You can see that they did not miss. When they bombed Hamburg, they did not miss. But they've left this as an historical monument to what happened. You know, never again. So here they've kept some information here. I'm not a big expert on this at all, but apparently on each four corner of that, that's what they call a flak, which is sort of like a cannon. We're underneath that right now. I'm guessing the central part is probably where the managerial part was, and ammunition is on the four corners as well, which they would fetch. But you see how pretty unbelievable that looked, and it's looked like that except for the cannons being there ever since I've lived in Germany. Only now have they turned it into something beautiful, and obviously the outside of it, look at the destruction. Very little buildings were standing. But yeah, it's very interesting. I'll stop here in case anybody speaks German. You can pause there and have a look. So the level we're on still is, there's a coffee shop. We're going to go upstairs and have something to eat, but not incredibly busy, but looks quite nice. There's definitely no lack of space in here. Oh, you can see all of the, oh, Linkin Park, I love them. But that was 2011, unfortunately. But old things, basically, that come here. There's a lot of concerts. The Beatles, of course, started in Hamburg. Well, they didn't start, but one of their big concerts were here. But it's a nice place. So first clue as to lifts, but it says to call the concierge. It's otherwise for the the firemen to get up here. They always have to have a lift legally, so I knew there must be some way for people to get up here. But I'll keep trying to find that. Oh, it's sure windy here. I hope you can hear me. This is another, I think, a restaurant, but they're not open yet. They'll probably open up later. It's a Saturday. Ah, would you look at that? There's a lift. Yeah, there was a lift on the inside, but now they put one on the outside. So that's good to know. So a Hard Rock Cafe, a hotel apparently. So I can't believe they have a hotel in here. This is unbelievable. This is the entrance. Don't know how much I can film, but there's just so much history in Hamburg. It's unbelievable. Here's more old concerts, such as, you know, Rihanna 2010. A lot of Rihanna. Limp Bizkit was here. But yeah, here's the lobby of the hotel. It's very nice. So we're in the rock shop, which I'm guessing is to do with the Hard Rock. Yeah, here's the reverb is basically by Hard Rock, and it's a hotel. I'm not allowed to film in there, so basically this is all the products that they sell, but very much like I've shown you Hard Rock Cafe filmage before, so I don't think it's a bit, yeah, invasive to film in here too much, so I think I'll stop here. So after all that being in the dark, that's the St. Michael's Church. It's beautiful to sing in, I can tell you. And of course the Philharmonic that cost, I can't even tell you how much over budget, but it cost a lot. Let's see if I can get in a bit closer. Unbelievably expensive, but beautiful. There are €1 million apartments, more than 1 million on top, that have been sold in, you know, since. But yeah, beautiful and everything, but was it worth it? Can the taxpayer afford it? But yeah, here you can see as well, let me go back again. You can see down here how vast the fair, the city fair is. It goes all the way around this, all the way around to the left, all the way to the back. It's unbelievable. It's huge, 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 huge. Roller coasters, everything. But yeah, 4 times a year. So many stairs later, we were one flight down when I showed you that. And look, that's the harbor. We have one of the main harbors of Europe, I'd say. Here, Amsterdam, places like that. But, well, not Amsterdam, but that sort of area. Look how high up we are now. The kids look like toys. But yeah, it's amazingly high up. So hopefully we've almost gotten there. Just need to go up that and then we're there. So this is what they call the Dachgarten, which is the ceiling garden. It's a bit weird. There's supposed to be a restaurant and whatnot here, so my fear of heights has pushed me to the limit here, so if you have a problem with that, I'm pretty bad, so that actually wasn't that bad. If you're only mildly afraid of heights, you can manage it. But if you're really bad, then, you know, actual vertigo, then don't do it and take the lift. We've seen many of them. I'll show you on the way down, because I'm not walking down those stairs looking at those heights. So a bit of a random filming here. This is hiding the view, which is making me feel much better. I'm actual trees, you can see a little bit through there, but it makes you feel a little bit more safe from the heights. But I'm going to show you over here. Obviously there's a restaurant downstairs I'll have a look at, but that's a slightly more expensive place. But I'm going to show you there's a little shack over there, and I'll show you the sort of price range. It's more for families. So this is the shack here, but it doesn't really have all that much. But here are some of the prices in case anybody's interested. You have also deposit. You have to pay 25 cents. You can get it back. They have soft drinks, a beer for €4.50 with €3 deposit. Sorry, I wasn't on center there. But yeah, this is not really for eating, but it's good for families. And there's ice cream, I think, too. So as far as I can tell, there's no lift up here. We have to go down 1 etage, and I think then we can get one. So I'll check it out. So I was wrong. There is a lift here, but you have to call a concierge. This is only for emergencies. But if you're in a wheelchair, then by all means ask them downstairs and they will help you up here, I'm sure. So this is the restaurant downstairs from the garden. It's called La Sala. It's quite nice, if a bit sparse. It's very heftily reserved, I can tell you. And then I think we'll have a bite to eat. Why not try it? It's probably a tourist trap, who knows. There's the logo. But yeah, we're gonna have a look. Probably in there is where the lift is, actually. I'll have a look in a minute. So if you come into the restaurant, just so you know, it's at the back left. It's a little seating arrangement here. And basically, you go out this door and there's a lift. I'll show you in a sec. So here I am. We're waiting for the lift. The bathrooms smell like a hotel in here, by the way. This is also owned by Hard Rock. I didn't realize that. But yeah, we can get out of here and I don't have to look down the whole way down because I have a fear of heights, as you all know, so off we go. So we've just come out at the level where the rock shop and the bakery and all the other stuff is, so we're actually not on the ground yet. I still need to find out how we can get from here to the ground level. So here's the one with the concierge again, but actually there's one just over here that we're going to check out that doesn't need a concierge, just so we know how to get to the ground level. So I was heading towards this, and basically, as you can see, people are getting out. This is actually where the lifts are, thank goodness. They built some on the outside, and see how high we are. So yeah, we're gonna get in the lift now and get to the ground. So just coming out of the lift, you come out and you sort of see this sort of thing. The whole entrance is totally changed, and then you come out here and you're on ground level. It's all good. Yeah, so now we're out. This is what it looks like when you come out. We didn't actually come in this way because we took all the stairs. There's other stairs as well. Apparently, we talked to the women in the restaurant. They have to take these stairs where you can see all the way out because of emergency procedures. They have to do all that. This is wholly changed since I've lived in Germany. Absolutely, it's really crazy. But yeah, they're using it now at least, and yeah, some companies have failed. Just Music apparently in Berlin is also gone now. They've gone bankrupt. But yeah, so this is the reality now. But just look at the structure of the place. Thank goodness they were able to. Apparently in Berlin they tried to knock the other one down, as I said earlier. And what actually happened is they only made it a bit wonky. And what they did in the end is they made it, they put gravel over it from the Second World War and covered it up and made sort of a mountain out of it. And most people don't even know that that happened. They'd walk on that hill full of garbage and gravel and they wouldn't even know. Isn't this a much better solution? And Hamburg is known as being extremely green, which is wonderful. I mean, look, even outside of a bunker, it's green. Isn't that amazing? And just for anybody who wants to know, one of the best Irish pubs here in the area is called Shamrock, and that's just across the road. But not going there right now. So,